our March meeting. We have a lot of stuff to go over today too. A lot of stuff that's been finalized with details, so now we can give you exact dates and times on a lot of things. So, okay, so the first thing I wanted to do was ask about the career workshops. If anyone had volunteered, and it sounds like it's going good. If anyone volunteered and don't remember the dates or what they're supposed to do, just email me and I will let you know. Okay, that's done. Okay, MAC scholarships. So last time we talked about doing, we didn't really know how many we were going to do or the amount or anything like that, but we finally have that finalized. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to offer 2 scholarships of $150 each. We picked 150 because we estimated it would cost about $300 to $400 with everything. And I know SOAS is offering a few scholarships, so they were there too. So this will cover half. So what we're going to do is have anybody who's interested from March 26th, which is a Monday, until Friday, March 30th, you're going to email Nick. And you just have to email him your name, your ID, and like a small paragraph, like 500 words, if that, just saying why you want it. And so it's really informal. I'm going to email this to everybody so you don't have to write it down or anything.
Also, I was thinking we should make whoever gets a scholarship come back here and talk about it.
That's, yes, I'm ready for that. Yes.
And anyone else who goes too.
No
should just
pressure,
come
so
back
you should
and-
still apply.
just like 5 minutes of what you saw and
Yeah,
your
and
life,
that would
things
be
like that.
awesome to actually have that on record for our annual report next December too.
And by the way, my email is nproche@uwm.edu. So.
And I'll put that in the email too, but yeah, you just look for Nick Roche too, I think it comes
Yeah.
up automatically.
Probably.
So yeah, so again, between Tuesday and Monday, what we're gonna do, you just have to write the paragraph, and then what we're gonna do is pick based on that, and then notify you by Friday, the 30th. So please apply. We really, I mean, this is really why we fundraised in fall, was really, this is one of the big things that we wanted to do. So I know it's an awkward time, but if we don't get a lot of people to apply, as in like 2 people, then, you know, we might just do 1. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but yeah.
And another stipulation too, when and if
Oh, yeah.
you get the scholarship, you will need to provide probably me with receipts, like PDF or screenshots showing that you registered.
Or a physical copy,
Yeah.
too.
Just something to show that you registered for the conference, so that we know that the money is being used for what it's supposed to be.
And then too, this is gonna be open to distance education students too. So what I'll do, emails, or Amy's gonna be flooded with emails about this. This will go out, so that's why we kind of started it this tomorrow, so then I can get the email out hopefully tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, and then they can have time to submit an application. So anyone is applicable, and then again, if you are distance education, it's the scanning really that you can do to provide the receipts, and then we'll just mail them a check, so.
MAC is a really good opportunity. Disembodied voice, oh, thank you. I was
got
ready to be a disembodied voice.
Not today.
Not today. MAC is a really great opportunity. It's very, very student friendly. They love to have students attend. You'll have opportunity to go to the members meeting, talk to people who are doing the presentations. It's really a nice conference. You know, if you think about the size of ALA, which is like 20,000 people, if you think about the size of even SAA, which is about 2,000 people, this is about 500 people. So it's really quite small. And like I say, very, very student friendly. It's a good organization. Registration is cheap. Train goes directly to Grand Rapids from Milwaukee. You get on the train here, you get off in Grand Rapids at about 10:30 at night. It's easy, you know. You can do your homework on the train. So I'd encourage you, give it a try. see what you can do.
And then too, Amy, Nick had a fantastic idea of
Yay.
people that were chosen to be able to, give like a little 5-minute presentation about what they did at our next meeting, so
Sounds good.
we're gonna make them do that.
I love that.
All right, okay, so next up, the Academy of Certified Archivists, Mark Teal from Marquette. We have confirmed that he will be coming, this coming Monday, not this coming Monday, Monday the 26th, which is 2 weeks from today, from 4 to 5 in this room. He will be providing refreshments. He emailed me with providing him suggestions, so if you come for anything, come for the food. And then he's gonna be here for an hour. He's gonna be talking about the certification process, the benefits of joining, and then there's gonna be questions that he'll take at the end. So we want to fill this room with as many people as we can. So I encourage you to come. I encourage you to invite other people that are possibly interested to come to. Amy, I was gonna email you too, if you wanna email people, like actual archivists, I don't know, like Ellen, or if they wanna come, I figured.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ellen already expressed interest in it, because I told her a little bit about it.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So,
Why don't you send me an announcement?
I will.
And I'll send it to the Southern Wisconsin Archivist Group, SWAG.
okay, I'll do it, I'll do that tomorrow, so we can get it, cause it's hard with spring break next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah,
That's fine.
okay,
And
so,
SOAS will be streaming and recording it,
Yes.
so if any distance ed students have any questions to ask Mark, I'll be manning the chat room that it goes along with SOAS Live.
so then would you go to the D2L site to do that?
No, I don't know I think it's, do you know the website off the top of your
I
head?
think it is the D2L site. I
Okay.
don't know it, I don't know offhand, but
Yeah.
we can,
It'll be sent out.
yeah.
Okay, so they'll get an announcement about it. Okay, great. So yes, I'm really excited because he didn't have the presentation until last Thursday, so I wasn't for sure if he was coming, but he is, so I'm really excited. Okay, so Rachel is going to talk now about the tour. We have all of that.
Pretty much
Yeah.
finalized for the trip to the Wisconsin Historical Society. So it's going to be on April 6th, and I'm also going to be emailing out all this information too. It's going to be from 10:30 to 3. We're going to be taking the Badger bus, or if you'd like to come on your own, drive up there on your own, that's fine. The Badger bus, in the information I'll send a link to that website. But Badger bus departs from the Milwaukee Bus Depot at 8:50, and it gets to the Madison Memorial Union at 10:19. And then we'll just walk right over to the WHS and meet Rick Piper there. And then we'll have lunch, and the bus departs from the Madison Memorial Union at 3:15, and we'll get back to the Milwaukee Bus Depot at 4:44. So that's kind of the schedule. Let's see, the cost for it is $36, but we're going to reimburse half, right? Yep. So give your
$18,
receipts
yes.
to
Amanda.
and she will reimburse you $18. If you have any questions, you can contact me. My email's curtisr@uwm.edu. Again, I'll send that out in the email. And if you could just email me if you plan to come, just so I have an idea of the numbers, or definitely email me if you're coming on your own, so we kind of know what to expect you.
And it's Easter weekend, just to let you know, I just found that out, and so yeah, just to warn you, it's that Friday. Yeah, so, do you have information like about the itinerary, like what?
He is setting up a general tour of the facility, and then also specifically looking at the reference room, digitization projects, and the conservation area. So he'll have, and he's also offered to have lunch with us as well.
Which is great, you can ask him questions. Rachel and I went there for 6:50 and we were like, we loved it, we just spent all day there, so I'm really
Yeah, it's
excited.
really, really cool.
If you're gonna see an archive, it's a really good one to see.
I just had a question, because we had briefly talked after the last meeting about doing stuff between the Alliance of History graduate students, and I had mentioned this trip that we were doing to some of our students, and there was a couple of public history students who were interested in possibly coming. I I told them straight up that, you know, the $18 thing wouldn't happen, that they'd be paying for themselves, of course, but, and they still seemed interested, so I wanted to see if that's a possibility, if it would be okay if a couple people came from the
Yeah.
history department.
Definitely.
Okay,
Move along.
cool.
Yep.
I'll let, so when you send the email, I'll forward it to them, and I'll
Sure.
let you know if any of them email me back.
Sure,
or whatever.
yeah, just let me know.
Let's make sure and get a deadline so that we know how many people are coming, so we can just give Rick an idea of how many
Sure,
people.
yeah, so,
Do you wanna do Friday the 30th?
Yeah.
Cause that's a week before,
That's
and then
fine.
if we have a last minute struggle,
Yeah,
then-
that sounds good.
Okay,
That sounds good.
so Friday the 30th, let Rachel know.
What's your email again?
it's Curtis R, CURTISR@uwn.edu.
And for the $36, what does that cover?
That covers the round trip bus.
Just
That's
the
the
bus.
bus fare, yeah.
So
And
lunch is
there's
extra.
no, lunch is on your own, but there's no other costs to get into the archives or anything, so it's just for the transportation.
Okay, just two more things on our agenda. I wanna talk about elections. We are going to do that next meeting. So, what I need anyone who's interested in being an officer to do, to email me if they're interested in a specific position that they're interested in. So, we have 4 positions, right, Andrew, you're, okay.
Yeah, well, we have 5 with me, but we need 4, I believe.
Right, and so you are graduating or you're not?
I'm not,
Okay, good, no, that's good, because then,
Yeah.
transition. So we have president, vice president, treasurer, and secretary. You can modify those. I think president has to stay the same, but, yeah, like Nick was also, what was it, outreach? Like in the fall semester, he took the initiative to do outreach, to go to classrooms and, yeah. So you can do that however you want, but if you're interested, email me, and then what we're gonna do, if people wanna go for the same positions, we'll have to do a ballot system probably next meeting. If there's only one person that wants it for one position, they'll probably just get it. That's how we did it last. We only had 5 people who wanted it, and Amanda wasn't even there.
I wasn't even at the meeting.
And she got it, so yes, so email me, M as Mary, B as a boy, Turok@uwn.edu, you have my email.
Let's get an email out to SAASC in general for that.
Okay.
I realize that this is a little bit of a difficulty because of the distance, the distance cohort. And you really do need to be on site to be an officer. But it's great for your resume. It's great opportunity for showing professional development and professional involvement. Going out there into the wild world of make me an archivist, having SAA student chapter leadership on your resume does a world of good. So think about it, encourage your friends. And it's good. And the one thing that we want to make sure is that we have the opportunity to do some overlap so that this is what we did with our last group of officers, is our last group of officers got these 4 fine officers kind of on the ball, and they have taken a really wonderful, you've done a lot of really good work this year. So we need 4 more people to step up to the plate and do more good work.
So yeah, I mean, it's exactly as Amy said, what we're gonna do, I should clarify, we're having the election next meeting so that the new officers can run the May meeting, or at least get a feel for how it is. I have created a handy dandy notebook with everything you'll need to know for transitioning. All the officers are gonna be there too to help. Real quick too, maybe it'd be a good idea just for us to go around really quick and just say a little bit about what each role is and how much work it is. I've had a few emails about questions about that, especially like president. So I'll start. It's not as much work as it seems, but it is a lot of it's all the administrative work. So it's creating agendas, it's contacting Wendy Lore and scheduling rooms, and you're really the one who's in charge of making sure the events, everything is managed. You're kind of delegating responsibilities to other people, but you're really responsible for making sure that it works. So it's just more responsibility, and yeah, but it's, I don't know, I think it's probably maybe 2 hours a week, you know, it's not too much. Once you get it, and now it'll really help with this notebook, being able with emails and everything, so, yeah. So Amanda, you know?
I am the treasurer. Basically, what the treasurer does, your name is on the account along with the president's. You handle the funds, you write the checks, and one of the biggest thing you do is run the Kringle sale in December. You talk to Chris, who is our representative, and whoever gets the treasurer position, I'll give you all this information. He has a great big long list of questions that he gives you. Most of them repeat from year to year. So you would just contact him, give him a whole bunch of the answers to his questions, and he'll walk you through it. It's as simple as that. You have to decide on how long you want the sale to run, how you're going to collect the money. I mean, we did it this year to coincide with meetings, but I don't believe that's how it's been done in the past. I mean, it's been like 2 weeks in the past rather than 4. But a month seemed to work this year, so something to keep in mind.
And we had a
learned
record,
lot.
we had a record Kringle sale this year.
Yeah, we did.
we beat the last 5 years in sales
Yeah.
separately, so.
And I think that was just because, I mean, we really, if you have a good set of officers to really work together and promote it and are available, that really helps.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to approach the professors. I mean, we went door to door. It's like, hey, you wanna buy something?
And they were mostly willing, which I was really scared, so, and it worked out really well.
Yeah.
And you meet a lot of
Everybody
people.
loves Kringle.
Yeah, they went like, it's like.
We are
Girl
the
Scout
only ones
cookies.
who sell it.
I don't even know what they are.
I didn't either. Oh my god, once you have them. The raspberry cheesecake, oh my god. It's like, yeah.
It's basically a very large, flat pastry that is filled with different fillings and frosted.
It's amazing. And then you do a lot of grant, I think that's more too what the treasurer should do. I know you started to do a little bit, but
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about this a little bit. There is grant training that organizations need to do every semester in order to apply for grants the next semester. And I'll be talking about this a little bit later, but I just went to that meeting. So we are eligible to apply for grants for fall if you guys decide that's something you want to do. But you have to be specific on the event and how much it's going to cost and what you need the funds for. And it has to be an officer that goes, not necessarily the treasurer, but just an officer.
But that might be a good thing for a good responsibility for the treasurer to take it for next semester to make sure that there's one person who knows what's going on. But yeah. All right.
All right, I'm vice president, and I guess it's just a little less structured than president. I just kind of do what Megan needs help with, or whatever she delegates to me. And part of it too was just trying to get more people to come and more people just to know that we exist in general, because that was one of the big issues I had before, was that when I started, I didn't even realize the group was here, and the website, and like nothing really pointed to it. So I guess outreach can be a big part of it, but I think the VP position is kind of whatever you decide, or you as a group can kind of decide to do with it.
What do you need?
Yeah, kind of what you need help with at the time, or what you need to work on for the general meetings and everything.
And I'm secretary, and it generally is taking the meeting minutes every meeting, and then posting the minutes to the student lounge and emailing them out, and Andrew puts them up on the website.
And the president also puts it on Panther Sync, which the secretary could do, maybe not. I don't know if you have
I
access.
don't think I've ever tried it.
But yeah, Panther Sync and Facebook. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I email it out to the officers, and then it gets distributed. And then also doing whatever the president tells me to do.
That's part of my job too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so various projects.
I think that's what it is, yeah, because
Doing
you
support.
like the tour, I mean, just kind of like, because we were all doing comps and Rachel wasn't, so it was like, Rachel's gonna do it. So, and Andrew?
I suppose I should do this.
Yep, see who's behind the camera.
I update the website, and I work with
IT to put together video solutions for some of our major events, as in the streaming video and interaction. Between that and the website and some Facebook activities, that's about it.
And so that role is really already fulfilled by Andrew, but all of us kind of help with that and kind of
Yeah,
try to figure it out together.
it plays
because-
into it.
Yeah, because that's one of the things that we wanted was technology, and we haven't really been successful until the
Yeah.
last few meetings, so it's a slow progress.
It
that we are
is.
finessing. So, but Andrew's done a really good job, so I know it'll be good next semester too, but. Okay, so those are it. If you want them, email me them. Please want them, because we really want the org to continue, because we care so much about it, and we hope everybody else will too, but. Okay, so last but not least, going back to Amanda talking about grant training. They always do the meetings, like, when you least, you don't even know about it, and, yeah, so. But she went, thank God she was on campus, and last minute went to it for me, so.
Yeah, because
I love you.
normally we get an email from OrgSync, or you see it on your OrgSync thing, that it's sent to officers that, hey, there's grant training, you have to go to this if you wanna apply for grants next semester, and we didn't get anything.
Yeah,
Thankfully, Amy caught it.
Amy did, yeah. I didn't see it on mine either.
Yeah, I mean,
I didn't know about it all for history, and I'm one of the officers, so I'm the one who goes to it.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I
yeah,
never
thanks-
received any information about it.
Thanks to Amy, because
last
It's,
week,
it's not, I don't know, it's not a great system, but I'm glad that you were able to go.
yeah.
yeah, they had 2 sessions last week, we only have to go to 1. They give you a span of 2 hours to go to, it only usually lasts an hour. But what it is that it overviews how to apply for and what are the 4 different types of grants that the Student Association has available for organizations. And they are event grants, major event grants, travel grants, and operations grants. Basically what these are, events cover housing, travel, flight, publicity. They will not cover food. It's the only thing they specified they will not. Major events, anything over $7,500. So I don't think we'll be doing that next semester. Travel is conferences, different activities. They cover $150 per person for flights, $25 per person for hotels up to 5 nights, but they only cover up to 4 people. They will not cover more, just 4 people. And they will only cover one type of transportation, so it's either car or airplane or what have you. So if you fly there and then rent a car, I would say you would rent the car yourself and have them cover flight. No international travel, and they will cover up to $100 a person for registration. Operations grants are general org expenses like on-campus phone calls, office supplies, just different stuff like that. And in order to apply for these grants, what you have to do is outline everything that you are going to be expending it on. Like you should have non-changeable like PDF or screenshots of, say, conference registration or hotel costs. You really need to have it planned out when you apply for the grant. Right now, they've actually already opened grant applications to be filled out on OrgSync, and that will run through March 30th at 5 p.m. So once the training's done, you're gone, you're going. You have to have this filled out and go. And then once you have these all filled out, you go, they give you a meeting time, you go to the meeting, has to be an officer, and you present. You talk about your organization, you talk about what you want the funding for, and then they make a determination on whether you get the funding and how much. So that is basically all that is. Does anybody have any questions on that?
The thing about it is that it's such short notice for fall semester, and we realize that, and it's a tough situation because we don't want to tell you what you should do next semester. We can encourage you, like we did our speaker series, which was so successful, and I strongly encourage you to do it again, but that would be one that would be an event that you could do. The only thing is that it's hard with elections being in April, we don't know who the officers are gonna be. So what that means is that it's up to you guys, and I and Amanda, and I'm sure you guys too, are more than welcome to help do this. We just have to know what you wanna do.
And if you wanna do it.
Yeah.
Because you will have some money left over, that was part of the way that we worked out the scholarships. With the $300 out, we'll have around $800 left in our account. And then we will just have the trip to cover, $18 a person for however many. So you'll have a couple to $100 left for next year, hopefully.
And it would be nice too if the speaker series is something that you're interested in, to bring people from outside of Milwaukee to change it up a little bit, if you're interested in that. So yeah, if you are interested, contact Amanda or I. If the speaker series is something that you think would be it, or another event, let us know, and we can kind of, do a lot of it too. It's just, we really wanna get grants. Amanda convinced me that I can't do it for anybody, and so, yes, I'm more than willing to help you guys. I really want to get a grant for this organization, but it's good learning too for next semester. I know we always say that, but.
Well, the other thing that's a possibility is if we don't have a grant for fall, but we do wanna continue the speaker series, we can bring people locally for fall and then write a grant in the fall. If we get somebody who's gone to the training or who's talking with Amanda, we can, excuse me, write a grant in the fall for a springtime larger event, bring in somebody from Chicago, say, there are lots of people who would be interesting to have from places like the Newberry or from Nara Great Lakes. We went down to Nara Great Lakes, we could have the archivist from Nara Great Lakes up here, or we could bring in
Frank Bowles.
We could bring in Frank Bowles. We absolutely could. We could invite him. I have a feeling he'd come.
I'll come back for that. That'd be great.
There are a lot of people. I mean, in Minneapolis, Dennis Meissner is in Minneapolis.
He'd be a good one.
He'd be terrific. He's wonderful. He's a great guy, really personable, and he would be terrific to bring in. So there are lots and lots of people whose names you recognize, who we could ask to pay us a visit, do a lecture for us, or any other kind of event that you're interested in,
And even like this summer, last summer, the officers worked during those 3 months to do the speaker series, and it'll be a lot easier this semester if you decide to do that. And so maybe what you could do too is work together to kind of get the grant going this summer and be prepared to
Fill it out.
To fill it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a good summer project if people are around, but, yeah. So we strongly encourage
We'll
that.
probably be available by email too. I mean,
Yeah,
if we really want to,
absolutely.
we can give you something other than UWM email, and you can just contact us.
So. All right, that is all I have. If anyone else has anything, any questions, concerns, nothing? Okay, so Mark Teal, Monday, March 26th, please come. That's like, we want 20 people. That's what I told him. So we better get 20 people. So yeah, that's it. You need to.
All right.